Who doesn't love tech bollocks questions?
All right. What we got? Fire one off.
This it came about because of this week when we've had all these dirty immigrants coming over here and stealing our drink.
It's just disgusting, isn't it?
I know, but it's also we're in the boat of being dirty immigrants, but we don't tell anybody that.
Sure.
So here's a question.
Apart from on a podcast every week.
Apart from the stupid podcast.
Yeah.
In the future, obviously, that's when all our questions take place. Do you think Martians will care about Earthlings? So let me explain.
Sure.
Because that's a little bit weird to say.
Because it kind of touches on last week's as well.
Yeah. What I mean here is not aliens, not extraterrestrials.
Mm-hmm.
These are terrestrials. These are humans that will live on Mars. The first colonies that live on Mars. So let's say we send a ship out there with 5,000 people on it. It's got some of that like 3D printing tech. They can take the rocks and they can build little, houses for themselves. But that's a one-way trip.
Okay.
And there's like 5,000 people. I think that's the number you need to like colonize a planet, because then you don't have inbreeding and,
right.
all that. So 5,000 means that you can start a new civilization.
Okay.
So we send 5,000 people to Mars. They're never coming back.
Sure. That's actually a thing that might be happening as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So if we put people
not on that scale.
Not on that scale, but like on that kind of scale, if you have those people, they're scientists, they're smart, they were born here, they have family here, they'll be doing communication. It's like whatever, 20-minute delay or something.
But they hear a song on their way over?
No. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
They put on their cowboy hats. Yeah. So they've got family here, they live here, they care about Earth. They'll be wearing American flags and Chinese flags and Japanese flags, and they'll be representing mankind and Earth and the EU and, the international space community.
Yep.
But their kids will be born on Mars.
Yeah.
Their kids will be Martians.
Okay.
Their kids don't have passports from India. They don't know what the hell Sydney, Australia is. They don't know what a blue sky is. They've never seen Earth. So that generation of Martians, will they give a shit about our planet?
I think they definitely will. As in, like, they'll want to come back and all that lot and check it out. Like, what's Mars has already got so much to offer.
Yeah, I know. It's like a desert planet and all that.
Yeah. But one thing when you said that, which I found really interesting, is that, yeah, they have a Martian passport. I wouldn't put it past the government, the world, saying that anyone born on there in the first few, 100 years, their passport is Earth as well. Like, because their parents risked their lives or, to start their civilization.
Right.
So it's almost like, which is going away now with Brexit, but you've got a British passport and you can use it in the EU and stuff. It's like their passport, they can go anywhere in the world. Like if they wanted to go back or something like that. Like it's the privilege of their parents going out there early and starting a colony and stuff. But why would you don't think they would want to come back to Earth?
Well, the scenario they're predicting is that we're going to send them with enough tech to start a new country. They'll start terraforming. They'll have some sort of, maybe a dome, okay?
Sure.
And they'll be able to start building houses. But the basic plan is that it probably might be 2 generations. And in that period, we might send new people there or we might not.
Right.
But there's not enough stuff on Mars for them to come back.
Right, okay.
So unless we send extra fuel to Mars to bring people back, but that's a waste of our resources.
Yeah, okay.
So I think, like, after the first generation of kids, they'll grow up with their parents and they'll be like, oh yeah, Dad was American, he told me all these stories.
Sure.
But their kids, the grandkids of the first colonists, they just grew up on Mars with Martian parents.
Right.
So maybe they're off there planting all this stuff and doing all this exploring. They might just be like, you know what, we're not listening to NASA anymore. We're not listening to Command Center. Like,
right.
Why do we care about this mission or go explore that rock or go do that moon? I'm going to, plant my farm and I'm going to take care of my family. I see it in kind of like the Wild West kind of way of everyone who was out in the Wild West discovering America. They're technically Americans,
Yeah.
But they didn't give a crap about Washington. They just went out to Omaha, and they went out to Nebraska, and they went all the way up to Alaska to find land and have a farm for themselves.
Sure. I do. I see it a little bit like there's one factor in it which you've sent them off there. You said they don't have the resources to come back. So when realistically would be the next time they would want to send or could send someone to Mars? Like they can't come back, or is there the possibility of coming back?
I don't think there's a possibility of coming back for like decades.
Right.
Because you're sending all your resources to Mars to build up a new civilization.
Yeah.
So sending resources to bring people back doesn't make sense. Like what do we get bringing one of those people back?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's that kind of like pioneer thing of like you're out there on your own.
Yeah.
If you die, well, that's your fault.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was kind of seeing it as like a little bit like Star Trek, whereas Earth's like the home country, and like I remember in one of the episodes where the Borg got close to Earth or started to assimilate places on Earth, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's the home," you know?
Yeah, I get
but
you.
that's obviously like that.
No, this is more like our tech, but say maybe 30, 40 years down the line. So it's still it's still like a 1 year, 2 year trip to get out there.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not a quick system. You're not coming back and visiting your parents. Like you're gone, you're not coming back. Your kids aren't coming back. Your grandkids aren't coming back. Maybe your great grandkids will have the tech that they can start, processing helium or something and sending rockets back.
Yeah,
but would they want to? Like, would they care?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I think they will, because I think they would have heard stories from like their parents when they were younger. But then their parents probably would have set it up in the thing of like, we're starting new life out here, and we're like. And it could be better, with all the tech and maybe some of the land over there is awesome. So Earth will just be a fairy tale little story that they got told when they were younger, and that's where they came from. But it depends like how they evolved on there, or what the land's like. Is it good for growth? Like, are they planting trees and it's going nuts? Yeah, they've got like jungles and stuff. But it's interesting because they would always be told about Earth and all the little things that happened. But yeah, I like exactly what you said. Like, I think people will form their own little, groups, or people go off adventuring on Mars, maybe not even to be seen again. Just to start another little group somewhere else.
Yeah, it just seems like a new society is going to spring up, and it's always that mentality of it's going to go bad, but. If you create that divide, it's just like people on Mars become Martians, and they'll see themselves as something separate than Earthlings.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily that we'll go to war, because we'll still have all the best tech and they'll have nothing.
Yeah.
But they'll just be like, no, you know what? We're not listening to you. We're turning off the radio. Screw you guys. We have enough trees and food. We're fine. That's
the thing. Yeah, turning off the radio is very interesting. Like, we're closing communication, They're like, how are you guys doing? You're like, yeah, we're doing fine out here, or whatever. And then it's just like, I don't know. I still see them having that communication, and like, I don't know if it's in the form of like delayed messages or webcams or something, but I could still see them doing that. But it depends. It depends what kind of technology they've got as well, and what they brought up over there. Like, yeah, if they've got these lush landscapes that they're living on, and yeah, like you said, there's thousands and thousands of people. Yeah, after a while, I can see them kind of, just forgetting about Earth and just being like, no, this is the new Earth. This is the place to be.
Yeah, like I see it from this perspective, like I said, of immigrants. Of like your niece, she has British heritage, but she's Canadian. So like, to her, when her dad's talking about England and all that stuff, it's kind of just been like, oh yeah, dad grew up in England. But, she might visit on a holiday. But I don't think that her kids will see it as anything more than just like a something they attach to.
Right, yeah.
They'll be like, oh yeah, granddad was English. The way like we bump into people and they'll be like, oh yeah, my grandparents came from Ireland. And I'll be like, oh yeah, how many times have you been over? And like, oh yeah, I've never been over.
Yeah.
Like, how quickly to the point of just like, oh, I don't care.
I think they'll always care. I think it would be Earth is just such a great place that they've come from. Even though if it's a grandchild talking about it, they'll be like,
but you're saying it's a great place. Yeah. How is it a great place? It's just because your grandparents told you. And obviously they'll have TV shows and books and all that.
Yeah.
But if you think about it from their point of view, their grandparents chose to come to Earth, or their grandparents chose to leave Earth. And they kind of got stuck having to live on Mars on a crappy farm, dealing with all the dangers and bloody, if the dome breaks, we're screwed, and I have to work every day so I have enough food. Like,
well, that's
the resentment aspect of it.
I guess there's that, but is that how the mission was set up, or could it have been kind of framed as in like, there's thousands of you going to colonize Mars, and it's going to be great. We're bringing this technology with us, and we know that there's a lush landscape on this ridge here, and you can plant trees, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's awesome! Like, let's start new." Or is it, guys, we need to ship you out there, and we're not really sure what the hell's going to happen?
I think it's probably the second one. That's usually how we do this stuff. Look, guys, we're sending you to the moon. How are we getting there? We're just sticking you on the top of a rocket, and we're hoping for the best.
If it's the second one, then sure, there's more likely that your children are going to resent the place and not really, But I still think it's going to be that beacon of, like, one day, I wonder if we can ever go back. And they'll be talking about it. But there definitely will be that whole, fuck you guys, like, we're turning off communication.
And how quickly do you think it would become a definitive split in that you're a Martian? You're human, that's but nuts, you're a Martian. I'm a human. Or I'm an Earthling.
I think as soon as, like, the first kids are born and they're actually called Martians, that's where it will really hit home, and you'll be like, hang on a second here, like, these guys are born on Mars. They are Martians. They're not even, like, are they? Yeah, because like, do they belong on Earth? Like, what happens if they were to ever go back to Earth or something, or
there must be some physical changes. I think the gravity's a little lighter on Mars.
Oh yeah.
And I guess the atmosphere would be less. It'd be harsher in some ways. To be stronger UV.
They'd all have good tans. So
yeah. So maybe they'll be taller than us, or maybe they'll turn out to be a little bit stronger. Or if they get to Earth, they might find Earth a little bit too, I don't know, windy. They're just like, I'm not used to wind. There's no atmosphere that we deal with.
Yeah.
We've never had to deal with thunderstorms or snow. We've never had snow.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
So you just be like, you guys definitely look Martian, You're just a little bit taller and a little bit paler or darker, whichever way it'll go because of the radiation and all that.
Yeah, totally, man.
You're like, oh man, look at that Martian over there. I guess then it's also a case of, because the Federation in Star Trek, they never really address that. It's just everyone's a human.
Right.
And everyone comes from Earth,
They must have like been born on like spaceships and things like that,
And even just on other planets, because I know Mars has a colony.
Right, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So it's just definitive. You can't just say if you were, what's his name, Spock. He's called half human, half Vulcan. That's true. But he was born on Vulcan, which is a planet. But I think his mother was on Vulcan too. So you can't really say he's Earthling or Earth's his home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just realized that that's kind of a simplified way of looking at the universe, because in the future, humans will be born on every planet that the Federation's on. So suddenly you're not an Earthling, you're just a human. And this is more the loyalty thing of like, how long before people don't even associate themselves with being Earthlings?
That's true, actually, yeah. Because then, eventually it's just like, just a general, I'm a human. I was born on this planet, but I'm a human. Like, they wouldn't, I guess they would call you Martians, or say if you were born on Venus or whatever, it's like, you're not a Venian.
Yeah.
You're just a human.
Venusian, and then, whatever it is, yeah.
But it's strange, like, to even call yourself, I guess, an Earthling, because we haven't met, I guess, anyone else. So it's like, we're humans, we're human beings. But as soon as we, or if we ever meet another race or something, are we Earthlings?
I guess we definitely have to be Earthlings, or whatever they call us.
Yeah, coming from the planet.
That's sort of why people say that if we bump into aliens, that it'll be this kind of coming together. Humanity will see itself as being like, oh, I'm not South African, I'm not Italian, I'm Earthling.
Yeah. That's interesting, actually, because then, like, yeah, they always say, like, will the wars stop and will peace come, you know? But then there's other factors involved, like if we're going to be wiped out, then maybe.
And if we get wiped out while there's people on Mars, will they might have a little bit of a cry or whatever.
But they're not going to be too bothered. I was thinking that as well, like they're communicating with Earth or whatever, and then Earth's like, we're in World War III right now.
Yeah, see you guys.
And they're like, so we're not sure if we're gonna, and then it just goes out, and then it's like, oh my god, we might not ever hear from him again.
What was that? What happened? Huh?
Yeah,
Trump got reelected.
Oh, yeah, and it just goes silent. They're like, well, we made the right choice.
Back to working on the fields, boys.
Yeah, on the farm,
the Martian farm. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting just how we're going to develop as a species. Because getting to Mars is hard enough, and then obviously the missions are all the first, I don't know, 20 missions will be just like the moon mission. Get them there, get them back. Because we don't have the tech to make them survive there.
Right.
But at some point we will develop the tech of like a giant 3D printer. We send that up, that builds a radiation proof dome. And then we can send off a bunch of families and stuff and be like, all right, you're going, one-way trip. Although there is something in that. I remember hearing that, maybe, I don't know if it's true, maybe I just saw it in a movie, but I think there's a rule that says that no government can claim anything in space.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the US planted a flag on the moon, but it can't actually say that it owns the moon.
Okay, right. Yeah, I think you're right. I've heard that as well. But what about like naming stars and stuff? Because I'm sure I heard like you can name stars, or
yeah, you can buy it, adopt a star.
You can buy them, can't you? But
yeah.
Like, do you really own that, or is it just like
you just name it? Yeah, it's
bollocks.
It's a token. Yeah,
yeah.
It's something you do when you want to just impress your girlfriend and you forgot her birthday is tomorrow. Like, yeah, I got you a star. What? You're a star. I love you. You're as beautiful as a star.
It's like my ex got me that one.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's the one next to it.
That's the thing that I would do. I'd get my girlfriend a star, and then like a week later, Hubble would find it, and it exploded. Like, son of a bitch!
It's exploded, and it's killed a whole solar system around it.
Or I'd be like the one, you'd pick that one star, you'd be like, this one's you, baby. This is you all over. Star found with alien life forms killing all other organisms. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the xenomorph star. Then they're coming to kill us.
And they've spotted Earth. So.
God, I can't believe I got
They've gone round Mars. They're friends of Mars. They've gone round Mars.
Yeah, Mars cut a deal with them saying, we don't care about those Earthlings. Let them rot.
Yeah, you can have some potatoes.
So I just thought that was just a weird thing of looking at the future, just how we immigrate to new countries and just, people try and keep their language and they lose it, and then they try and keep a little bit of the old cultures, but they kind of lose it. And it's, by the time we get to our grandkids, it's hard to keep track of how much they care. And certainly by the time we have great grandkids, how many people out there listening to this now can name their great grandparents?
Yeah, exactly. You won't get many.
No. So I just thought that was a thing of like, when we start colonizing other planets, we'll have this idea, this kind of federation idea of, we're all in this together. But how long before everyone's like, go fuck yourselves?
Yeah, exactly.
We found a mine of, I don't know, deuterium or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like we're not talking about Mars anymore. We're talking about that massive accomplishment on sorry, not talking about Earth anymore. We're talking about that massive accomplishment on Mars. They found some cave which has got like some rare adamantium in it.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever.
Everyone's like, can you guys send some of that back? It's like, no.
No, that's changed the life on Mars.
That's
and
ours.
Stuff like that.
We're Martians now, so go fuck yourselves, you blue bastards.
Yeah, talking to the avatars.
They go in the water, swimming around. It's crazy. They don't even like fish.
They don't even like fish.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
So anybody has any thoughts on that kind of colonization? Send us a message. Tweet us at randomness, or send us an email at randomness@gmail.com. Or just
let us know.
Or just do what everybody does every week and just comment on the video.
Yeah, just comment on the video. Let us know if you would take that ship to Mars, like if you had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
Would you board it and hopefully not stop off?
Yeah. Would you raise your family on Mars? And
yeah.
How long before you're just like, go fuck yourselves?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Earth. I don't care.
It has to be those exact words.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
Go Mars yourselves.
Kind of reminds me of Armageddon when they're trying to blow up their thing. They haven't drilled the hole yet, and they're trying to blow up, remote detonate, and then they stop it, and then they call NASA and they go, NASA, you've got a problem, and it's basically, you can go fuck yourselves. We're gonna drill this hole. We're gonna get it done. Every time you mention it, just reminded me of that because I watched Armageddon fairly recently.
Oh yes,
it's one of those films just on TV all the time.
Did it make you cry? It should make you cry. It's so emotional.
Every day.
The way Bruce Willis kills himself for no reason.
Of course, yeah. He could have. There could have been so many other ways.
I still love the commentary track with Ban Affleck. Ban Affleck. That's our new motto. He's on the commentary track and he brings up the point. I think he must have read it on like some fan page. It's like,
right.
Why did they train the oil drillers to be astronauts? Why didn't they just train the astronauts to be oil drillers? Clearly, one job is much harder than the other.
That's very true, actually. It's like, this is well, yeah, they even say it in the film. It's just like, this is the best team. You know, you're not going to be able to get these hillbillies, but it's like, but you're training these guys to be bloody astronauts, and some of them are like medically, mentally unfit for it, and like physically unfit.
Yeah, but the astronauts, there's no way they can learn how to turn on a drill.
Of course not.
That's something entirely different. That could take 6 weeks of training. 6 to 8 weeks of training.
So good.
Yeah. So that's our tech bollocks for this week.
I like that. That was good.
You got to
we'll go into some.
Yeah, we got to go into the next
gaming
section. We don't stop now. It doesn't just end there.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, click the subscribe button.
Yeah, and as always, you can check out the full episode on iTunes, or here it's going to be posted usually every weekend. Thanks for listening.
Oh yeah.